Testing 1, 2, 3. Mr. Motors here. What I want to do now is talk about how you would subnet a Class B network. Let's say we have a network of 160.100.0.0. And the default mask is going to be 255.255.255.0. Okay. Um, excuse me. We want to borrow 2 bits, and if you remember from your table, um, the borrowing the 2 bits, you're going to have a range increment. Let's do the little table again. Do you remember this table? 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. Remember the bottom number is the range increment. That's this in here, the range increment. We'll put it in red. And the top number is going to be your subnet mask number, okay? So if I want to borrow 2 bits, then the columns I'll need, the items that I'll need would be, I go into this third octet, okay? Because that's the octet, the next vacant octet that's blank, okay? My default mask is 255.255.0.0. So the first 2 octets are used in this class B. So I'm going to go to this next octet. I'm going to go into 2, into the table 2. So 1, 2. So my new mask is going to be that 192 is going to go right over here. So the new mask is 255.255.192.0. All right, these first 2 bits are blocked or masked out. So if I were to uh, grab these 2 bits, I'd have 1 and a 1 there, and the rest of these 5 or 6 here would be zeros. And this is the third octet, okay? So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits in the third octet for host, and 8 bits in the fourth octet for host. Okay. Now how is your table going to look? That's actually 2 to the 14th for host. That's a lot of host. All right. What's your table going to look like? Well, you start with 0. Remember how you start with 0? But which octet do you go into? Well, it's this third one because that's the next most available one for the network. So you start with 0, add 64, the bottom number, the range increment, until you get to the top number, 192. That's the networks. The fourth octet for the network column is zeros, always, for all 4 of them you see here. But the from 2, which is this is the from is the low, the 2 is the high that you've been seeing me talk about, is the same network number but dot 1. You add a 1. You still add a 1 here, but it's to the last octet. And for the broadcast, let's do the broadcast. It's 64 minus 1, which is 63. And then you dump, or you just put 255 as the fourth octet because that's the broadcast. The broadcast is all ones. And if you were to look at it, 63 is all ones. Do a binary calculator and do it. All these last 2 octets for all 4 of these broadcast columns are all ones for the 63, the 127, 191, and the 255. Okay, so you take 64 minus 1 is 63, and you put a dot 255 for this case. And then to get the high, which is the 2 range here, notice they go from this range to this range. There's a lot of them in between here. Then it's 255 minus 1, which is this. But you still keep the 63. That's the highest network on this row. Okay? You keep doing this all the way down, and that's your completed table. So take a look at it and have a good time with it. Thank you.